Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Global English Academy, the place where learning English feels easy, warm, and real. I'm Emily.
And I'm Paul. Hello, Emily, and hello to all our wonderful listeners. It's always a joy to be back here with you today.
It's great to see you again, Paul. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling fantastic, thank you. I had a calm weekend, just coffee, books, and a lot of quiet time. How about you?
I'm doing great too. And honestly, I'm very excited about today's topic because it's something so many learners talk about.
Oh, really? What's the topic? You sound a bit mysterious today.
You'll see. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest challenges English learners face. I can understand English, but I can't speak.
Ah, yes, Emily, that's the number one problem. I hear this every week from students. They say, I watch movies, I understand everything, but when I try to talk, my brain stops.
Exactly. The words disappear. The voice feels locked.
Yes, that's the feeling. You know what's funny? Sometimes I even dream in English, but when I wake up, my mouth says nothing.
That's a good one, Paul. But today, we're going to change that. We'll share powerful and practical tips to help everyone unlock their English voice.
That sounds perfect, and this is so important because speaking English opens doors to friends, to jobs, to confidence.
Absolutely. But wait, before we start, we have one small, friendly request for everyone listening.
Yes, we do. If you enjoy learning with us, please give this episode a like. Just one click. It helps our channel grow and reach more learners like you.
And don't forget to subscribe to Miss English channel so you'll never miss a new episode. Your support means the world to us.
Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, Emily, I'm ready. My voice feels locked. How do I find the key?
The first key is this: change how you listen.
Change how I listen. But I already understand English. Isn't that enough?
Understanding is great, but it's just step one. The real magic begins when you move from passive listening to active listening.
Passive and active listening? What's the difference?
Passive listening is when English is just background noise. Maybe you're cleaning, driving, or scrolling your phone. You hear English, but your brain isn't focused.
Ah, yes, I do that all the time.
Active listening means you don't just hear, you copy, you repeat, you join the sound. There's a great method called shadowing.
Shadowing? Like my shadow on the ground?
Exactly. You become the shadow of the speaker. You listen to a sentence and try to repeat it at the same time.
At the same time? That sounds difficult.
It can be. So start small. Listen to one short sentence, press pause, then repeat it out loud. Slowly, your brain will start to connect the rhythm and melody of English.
So it's not just listening, it's training both my ears and my mouth.
Perfectly said. That's the music of the language. It helps your brain and tongue work together like a small orchestra.
I like that. Active listening, shadowing. Okay, what's next?
The next tip is something I call your English mode.
My English mode. That sounds cool, like a secret superhero power.
Yes, it's your secret language mode. It's a short time in your day when you think, speak, and even dream in English.
Dream in English? That's hard. My brain loves my first language too much.
Of course, but you can train it. Start by talking to yourself when you're alone.
Talking to myself. People will think I'm crazy.
You can do it quietly. Just narrate what you're doing. For example, in the kitchen, I'm making coffee. I need a spoon. Where's the milk? Oh, here it is.
Okay, let me try. I'm sitting in the studio. I'm talking to Emily. I'm feeling good?
Yes, see, that's exactly it. It feels a little strange at first, but it's powerful
Why is it powerful?
because it forces your brain to find words. You're not just understanding, you're creating English. It's like lifting weights for your speaking muscles.
So it's mental gym time. Just 5 minutes of English mode a day?
Exactly. And you can link it to your habits. For example, every time you brush your teeth, speak 1 minute of English. Every time you make coffee, say 3 sentences.
I love that. Small daily habits, big results.
That's the secret. Consistency beats perfection.
Okay, I have my English mode, but Emily, what if I don't know the words? I stop and my brain freezes.
That's a great question. Here's our next big tip. Stop memorizing single words.
Wait, what? Stop learning words? But I need more vocabulary.
Not single words, chunks.
Chunks? Like chunks of cake?
Not quite. In English learning, chunks mean groups of words, natural phrases we use all the time.
Okay, give me an example.
Instead of just learning point, learn that's a good point. Or instead of mean, learn you know what I mean?
Oh, I like that. These phrases sound real, like something I'd hear from native speakers.
Exactly. They're ready to use tools. You don't have to think about grammar. Just use the phrase and you sound natural.
So chunks are shortcuts to fluency. I like that. I'll start collecting chunks like little treasures.
That's a wonderful way to say it. Build your treasure chest of phrases and your English will start flowing naturally.
Okay, Emily, I'm doing active listening, shadowing, talking to myself, and learning chunks. But do I really have to speak every day?
Yes, even 5 minutes a day can change everything.
5 minutes? That's shorter than scrolling Instagram.
Exactly. And those 5 minutes are an investment in your voice, your confidence, your future.
So it's better to practice 5 minutes every day than 2 hours once a week?
Much better. Speaking is a skill, like playing guitar or cooking. Your English muscle needs small, regular workouts.
Okay, that makes sense. But who do I talk to? I don't have English-speaking friends.
You already have a great partner, your phone.
My phone? My phone doesn't talk back.
You don't need it to. Just record yourself.
Oh no, I hate my recorded voice.
Everyone does at first, but trust me, this is one of the best ways to grow.
Really? How?
You record yourself answering simple questions like, "What did I do today?" Then you listen. Notice what sounds good, what sounds unclear, and improve little by little.
So I become my own teacher.
Exactly. No pressure, no judgment, just progress.
Okay, Emily, I think I can try that. Maybe I'll record a short message every morning. Something like, "Today I feel great. I'm ready for work."
That's perfect. And remember, it doesn't need to sound perfect. The goal is to speak and listen to your own English voice. That's how confidence grows.
I guess it's like hearing myself learning. At first, it's strange, but then it becomes familiar.
Exactly. You'll start noticing small improvements, your pronunciation, your rhythm, your courage. And those small wins will make you proud.
You know, Emily, this feels like a personal journey, like discovering your real voice.
Yes, that's a beautiful way to say it. Every learner has an English voice waiting inside. You just have to let it speak.
So, recording is one way. What's another fun way to practice?
Great question. Another powerful method is role playing.
Role playing? Like acting in a movie?
Exactly. You create small situations. You're at a restaurant, a shop, or an airport. and play both parts.
That sounds funny. So I talk to the wall or my cat?
Yes, you can talk to your cat, your mirror, even your toothbrush. What matters is that you respond in English.
Okay, let's try. Hello, sir. Welcome to our restaurant. What would you like to order?
Perfect. And you answer, I'd like a pizza, please, and a glass of water.
I think my cat will be confused, but I'll enjoy it.
That's the spirit. It's fun, it's creative, and it trains your brain to think quickly in English.
I like that. It's like mental simulation. The more I play, the more natural it becomes in real life.
Exactly. So when you really go to a restaurant or meet someone new, your brain doesn't freeze.
Ah, that's the big problem. Freezing. I understand so much, but when it's my turn to speak, I freeze.
And that brings us to the next part, the biggest monster of all, the fear of mistakes.
Ah, yes, the scary one. The monster that lives in every learner's head.
You're right, that fear stops people from speaking. They worry their grammar is wrong, their accent is strange, or others might laugh.
Yes, that's me. I'm always afraid of sounding silly.
Paul, let me tell you a secret. Mistakes are your best friends.
My friends? No way! Mistakes make me nervous.
I know, but listen, every mistake you make is proof that you are trying. It's proof that you are learning something real.
So a mistake means progress, not failure.
Exactly. Fluency comes after mistakes, not before. Nobody speaks perfectly on the first try, not even native speakers.
That's true. Even kids make mistakes when they learn their first language.
Yes, and nobody laughs at them. They just keep talking. That's how they grow.
So if I make mistakes, it means I'm brave.
Yes, every time you speak, you're showing courage. You're saying, I'm not perfect, but I'm learning.
That's powerful. I think I'll write that down. Mistakes mean courage.
I love that. Communication, not perfection. That's the real goal.
Communication, not perfection. Got it. But still, it's hard to speak fast in real conversations.
That's our next step. Practice responding.
Responding. You mean answering quickly?
Exactly. A real conversation moves fast. You listen, then answer, then listen again. That rhythm can feel stressful at first.
Yes, my brain often takes a long pause to build the sentence.
That's normal, but you can train it. Use short, simple reactions. Words like, really? I see. That's nice. Oh, me too.
Oh, that helps a lot. Those are easy to say and keep the talk moving.
Exactly. They're small bridges that connect your thoughts. You can also practice this with chatbots or AI tools. Ask questions and answer fast.
So it's like gym training for my brain. Fast replies, real reactions.
Yes, it teaches your brain to stay in English mode instead of translating every word.
That makes sense. Listening is passive, but replying is active.
Perfectly said, Paul. That's the key to fluency. Active English, not silent English.
I like that. Active English. So let me repeat the steps. Active listening, English mode, learning chunks, daily speaking, recording, role-playing, and brave mistakes.
And don't forget responding practice. That's number 8.
Wow, 8 golden steps to unlock your English voice.
Exactly. These are small but life-changing. Each one builds confidence little by little.
I love how practical they are. I can start right now, after this episode.
Yes, and that's what we want for everyone listening today. Just start. Don't wait for perfect grammar or perfect time.
Because the Perfect time never comes.
Right. The only perfect time is now.
That's powerful, Emily. Speaking English isn't just about words. It's about courage, daily effort, and connection.
Exactly. It's about finding your real voice and letting the world hear it.
You know, this conversation reminds me of something. My student once told me, when I finally spoke English, I didn't just speak a new language, I found a new version of myself.
That's beautiful, Paul. And it's true. When you start speaking, you don't just learn English, you grow as a person.
So, for everyone listening, be kind to yourself. Every mistake, every small effort, it all counts.
Yes. And remember, fluency is not a finish line. It's a journey you walk every day.
That's so true. Okay, Emily, let's do a quick review for our listeners.
Sure. Tip 1, practice shadowing. Listen and repeat. Tip 2, create your English mode. Talk to yourself. Tip 3, learn chunks, not single words.
Tip 4, practice every single day, even just 5 minutes. Tip 5, record your voice and listen with courage.
Tip 6, do role plays. Pretend you're in real life. Tip 7, make friends with your mistakes.
And tip 8, practice responding fast. Keep the conversation alive.
Beautiful.
These tips are like small keys. Together, they open the door to real English communication.
Yes, the English is already in your head. These habits help move it to your mouth, where your confidence begins.
That's such a great image. I feel like I'm ready to unlock my English voice right now.
And you can, Paul. You already are.
Thank you, Emily. These tips really inspired me today.
You're welcome, Paul. And to everyone listening, we hope you feel inspired too. Remember, your English voice matters.
It really does. So start speaking today. Even if it's small, even if it's imperfect, just speak.
Before we say goodbye, if you found this episode helpful, please like and subscribe to Global English Academy. It helps more learners find us.
And we'd love to hear from you. Which tip will you try first? Shadowing? Talking to yourself? Recording your voice?
Leave a comment below. We always read them, and your stories inspire us.
Yes, they really do. Thank you for being part of our English family.
Until next time, keep practicing, stay brave, and speak your heart.
Bye for now, everyone. See you in the next episode.